Hey everybody, so today I want to talk a little bit about the road rules in China. What exactly do I mean by road rules? Well, it seems that they have them. My students talk about all the time how they have to take the road test in order to pass and get their license, and also an actual physical exam that they must take. Now, the problem that I have is that it appears to me, as the foreigner, as the outsider, that there are no rules. And if there are rules, I'm not sure people actually follow them, except for when the light turns green and when the light turns red. Although the red one is questionable sometimes. Now let's backtrack a little and see what I'm actually talking about. Since I've gotten a bicycle this semester and I've been able to ride around the school and ride around the city itself, I've noticed some patterns, some things about people's driving. When I was first here in China, I never noticed any of these things, and it's because most of the time I was sitting inside of a car and I couldn't really see what was going on outside, or I never really paid attention. After actually being on the outside in a bicycle, I realized, driving here is kinda dangerous. Okay, so let's go over some facts, or some things that I've observed and noticed here. Number one, so everywhere in the world, right, we have lines, okay? So generally the cut lines, or the, slit lines, whatever, you can cross over to the other lane. The solid lines, generally you can't go over them unless, I don't know, there's certain rules that they're leaving me now and I can't remember. Let's say there are 3 lanes, okay, that I'm driving here, or someone's driving their car. A lot of people will not stay within the lines. But for some reason, some people, and I've been in a cab where some woman did this, she literally was in between 2 lanes. So let's say the line is here, she was like this, driving her car going forward, and there was a car right next to her. What? And to me, it gives me the impression that they don't want someone to cut them off or go in front of them, so they just stay in the middle so that nobody can get through, period. What? Okay, so that's the first thing, alright? The second thing is, I don't know if this applies to all cities in China, but in Zhenjiang, or at least from my sense of being here for so long, I've noticed that the signals are like the red and the green, they'll count down. So let's say during rush hour they're longer, and during normal, like daytime, it's a little bit shorter. So let's say that the light, it's counting down to turn red, right? So it's like 3, 2, 1. It'll turn yellow, and then it'll count down again, 3, 2, 1, in case, those people who didn't get to cross over. But then, even on yellow, people will still continue to go rather than getting ready to stop. But that's not the thing that irks me the most. What drives me insane is when it's counting down to turn from red to green, it's like 5, 4, and then people will just start going. So as opposed to just waiting for it to go down to 1, people will just start speeding up on their scooter, even though the other side, there's still a car coming. So it's like, I thought the countdown thing is genius, because then okay, so if I'm texting, I need to stop and I need to start paying attention to the road. But no, it just makes people anticipate when they're supposed to go forward, and then they honk at you sometimes if you're not moving, even though it's still counting down. I will say, as something good, right, that happens in China, is that they have bicycle or scooter lanes on one side, and then they have the car lanes on the other side. This is a wonderful, magnificent thing that I fully appreciate. Now, what is the problem that I have with this is when certain people who are driving specific vehicles do not follow the rules of which vehicle is supposed to go where. Example A. A lot of times when I'm riding my bicycle and I need to get through to somewhere, a car will just come right in. And I'm riding my bike, and then all of a sudden there's someone behind me or someone in front of me. When they're behind me, it's like they can't honk at me because I'm in the right, they're in the wrong. But sometimes they got the nerve to go and honk at me, and I'm just like, really? Now I'm just gonna take my time. I'm gonna move slower. I don't care. Which brings me to my next point, okay? Besides the people just being in different lanes, people will honk. Honking is an incessant thing that Chinese people love to do. And, it really makes me appreciate being back home, being back upstate New York, because nobody ever honks. You rarely, if ever, hear it. And in the city, I'm pretty sure you get fined if you honk. It's probably like a $50 or $75 ticket. I think my grandma got a ticket once from honking in the city. But in China, it's free man. Oh, someone's going too slow, honk, honk. Oh, there's a bike in front of me, honk. They honk at everything. It drives me insane. Like, you probably have watched some of my videos where I've been outside and there's honking. Look at that. And it's for no reason. Sometimes when people are just driving their car, nobody's in front of them. You're like, okay, what is this guy doing? He's just speeding ahead, whatever. Then he honks. It's like, dude, who are you honking at? There's nobody in front of you. This one little thing drives me insane. Why do you honk, Chinese people? Why? The honking wouldn't be such a big deal if I was doing something wrong, you know? Then I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But sometimes I'm just riding my bicycle. I physically cannot ride any faster. What do you want me to do? Oh, and they just honk at me. And then I get nervous, and then I get all sweaty, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? Am I in the wrong lane? Da da da. No. To add on to when the cars go into the wrong lane, there's this whole thing about direction does not even matter. So let's say on this side of the road, everyone's going this way, but on this side of the road, everyone's coming this way. Now, we encounter some problems when there are motor scooters. So what will they do? People on these mopeds will so we said the road, if the car is coming this way, the moped will go that way. And if the car is going that way, the mopeds will come this way. So it's like, okay, which side of the road am I actually supposed to be on? And then people who are going in the wrong way will honk at you. I don't get it. It is very dangerous to be a person who's driving or someone riding a bike or riding a scooter in China. It is very risky business. Well, everybody, this is all that I've got for you today in terms of traffic, no rules in China. There are probably a million more that I'm missing. Please, those of you who are in China and can agree or disagree or have your own comments or your own experiences, please let me know. I'd love to hear them. This is probably one of those things that I think a lot of foreigners are kind of freaked out about, because once you start driving or riding a scooter in China, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I feel so scared. And it's true. You know, sometimes I get really nervous and my heart will skip a beat because I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost crashed into somebody. Oh my gosh, I almost got hit. There are very daunting moments sometimes. Please like, comment, or subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.